Hello, I'm Priscilla Gendron, and welcome to Psychic Talk. And I'd like to say a big hello and welcome to all our special guests, as well as all our participants that are signing in today to chat with us. So I'd like to open up the floor. I mean, I could rabbit on and give descriptions of everybody, but I think that it's better to come from the horse's mouth. So I'm going to give it over to our very first guest, which is Mr. Leo Bonomo from the UK. So Leo, welcome. Would you like to just explain to everybody who you are and a little bit about yourself?
Yes, I'm a clairvoyant medium. I'm also an author, radio host and participant in these kind of things, in these events. And I've seen spirits since I was 2 years old. And for me, it's had a dramatic effect on my life. Home life, certainly for a point, wasn't as ideal, perhaps as it should be. But on the flip side of that, being connected to spirit and experiencing so many wonderful things has been a real blessing. It was a magical childhood. With physical mediumship taking place, hands appearing, people appearing. And for me, it was a very, very normal thing. And that included astral projection at will till about the age of 10. So lots of experiences. And I think if we look at mediumship and then we look at astral projection, mediumship is a wonderful connector in all different kinds of ways. But once you've physically been out of your body, and it is similar to dying, you are released from your body, but you have control. But once you've been out of your body, it's something that really has a profound effect on you, because you know you can exist without a body, which is really what mediumship and the associated things that we do is about. It's about that other world that we connect with.
Thank you very much, Leo. Short and to the point. Thank you. He's got a lot more depth to him, so we'll dig a little deeper in a minute.
Oh, bless.
Okay, so I'm going to give the floor over now to the amazing Frasser Beecroft, and he's also from the UK.
Hi everybody, my name's Frasser Beecroft. I guess a little bit like Leo, I started my journey at a very young age. I used to see a lot of things, talk to people. I am a psychic medium. I do a lot of work with angels, and very recently I've done a lot more work with colours. I don't see colours, but I feel them, which sounds bizarre, but I just do, and I can sort of see around what people are, what colours are emanating from them, and also what they're wearing gives me a sense of what, who they are. I started my real journey I guess about 10 years ago. I did like a Doreen Virtue workshop, didn't even know who she was. And it just went from there. And I've done many shows. I've been worked across the world. Love what I do. Want to do more, so it's short and sweet. I'll leave it at that. If you want to ask any questions, please do.
Thanks, Frasser. And Frasser, along with some other wonderful mediums as well, was here in South Africa last year at my show at in Durban. So we're hoping that he's going to be back next year for our show. So you'll get to meet him again. So we're going to, last but not least, we're going to go to the amazing Tamara Richardson. And she's hailing all the way, very bright and early, with her first cup of coffee from the USA.
Exactly. Thank you for having me, and I feel so proud to be here with the other mediums and the clairvoyants and so forth. As I met Priscilla a while back, I said you're my soul sister. So thank you. I am from Charlotte, North Carolina, in the United States, and I do a lot of stage mediumship. I'm called the Southern Belle Medium, and I think I do that. Why do I do that? I like to have fun, and I like to use a lot of humor with my mediumship to make people feel comfortable, because a lot of times they're very nervous. As far as me, this journey, how I came to be, which I never thought that I would actually publicly, I've been the reluctant medium to come out. I saw, much like Leo, spirit when I was 3 years old. He was 2. Maybe I saw them, don't remember, but I can recall at 3. And I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that I've had 6 near-death experiences and been in different states. And I think the spirit likes me so much because I have been a spirit. One of the times I was 5 and I died of pneumonia, and I was at least dead 15 minutes. It could have been longer. And I spent it with Jesus, Jesus, who I channel. He's not the only one I channel, but he's the main one. He's very strong. He's my teacher. So I was trained in the British style. This finally came out. I tried to hide it. I owned an advertising agency. 27 years now, I'm dating myself. 27 years, won awards. I'm a visual designer and slogan writer. And it started coming out. I was being called in for service by God. And I said, well, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this right. So I remember going to the first time to the Omega Institute in New York and training with John Holland. And there was about 65 mediums. And I did fine. I was like, if I suck, I'll go home. And then there was a time he said, well, he wanted to do platforms. So I stood up and I was like, I can go into a trance very quickly. It could be good, could be bad. I have it mastered now, but I'm also a trance medium. So I went into the trance, had the spirit person move my body, which I kind of enjoy that. Actually, I do. I love spirit being around. And I knew that was my thing after that. And I've done a lot of, since then, I've trained with Tony Stockwell and Lisa Williams. I trained 8 years in the evidential style of British mediumship for the standard of excellence. With that said, everybody has their own style. And I enjoy the mediumship on stage. I do this thing called the Southern Women's Show, and it's convention centers, and we'll have 35,000 people a weekend, and I headline. I'll do it twice a day, and I'll get, 500 plus people in the audience. And I love when spirit waves through the whole crowd and does it in clutters and groups of people. So I love to see what spirit can do or move things in the room. It's really fascinating. But right now I'm working on a podcast on YouTube. It's called Seeking Heaven, the Near-Death Experience and Other Phenomena, because I am both. The other phenomena is this. And so that's something that we're going to also have some mediumship discussions on. And I'm completing a book called Love from Heaven. And it's about my experiences and the other side and things that I was told. So here I am.
Thank you.
Thanks for
That's amazing. Thank you. Right. So I have put in the box in the chat group, if you would like to ask some questions, or if you have a burning question or things about yourself that you want some clarity on, please feel free to just pop it into the box, and our mediums will endeavor to answer them for you. Okay, so I think we're going to kick it off right away because I see people have been busy putting some comments in already. I'm going to start off with Willem. Hi, Willem. Welcome
Hello.
back.
All right, thank you.
Okay, you'd like to know what your career may evolve to in the future, so evolve to. So you're currently wanting to change your career path and see where it will go to from here. So I'll let it off to Leo. Like to take that?
Yes, I would. Okay, I'm just going to take a second, Wilhelm, and connect with you. Would you understand a very tall gentleman? He feels like a father figure. He's in proportion, quite a tall man. I would say he's around 5'9", 5'10". Very smartly dressed. Would you recognise this gentleman?
Yeah, yes, I do. Yes, another person. Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay. Now, he tells me that he was a bit of an achiever. He says that you are the same, although he's showing me as your employment. It has zigzagged. I know that you've tried a lot of things, which isn't a bad thing, because it's given you a whole breadth of experience in different areas. But what he's pointing to with what you do, he's narrowed that right down. So I feel that it's either very technical or it's very focused. Would that make sense to you?
Yes, it does. Yeah, I'm in a special arts business at the moment in solar. Yeah.
Fantastic. Now it's taken me back 2 years with that, so I'm taking that as being 2 years with which you've. He says he used a strange phrase. He said it's been about 2 years since you've become engrossed in this. So this is obviously something that you're really into. He says there has been a temporary slowdown over the last couple of months, but he says it's pausing, it's giving you time to refocus and pinpoint. I know we've said it's a very focused thing, but it's almost as though it's pinpointing something specialist within that very narrow field. Would that make sense to you?
Yes, it will.
He says that the success for you will begin to build again. He's actually taken me, where we've gone, he's taken me to May of next year, but it's really, really focused now. And he says within 3 years, you will be in a very different position to what you are now. He says the position that you're in now isn't bad. He seems to find that humorous. I have no idea why, but he says you will definitely. He says you'll move up in stages, and these seems to be fairly large jumps. But he says that's what you've been used to in your career. Would that make sense to you?
Yeah, that's true. Yes.
So that for him isn't going to change. He's making a point of wanting to send his love, and I do get a bit of emotion with that. And as I'm seeing an image of you and him, there's been a little bit of distance there, which he's trying to apologize for. Would that make sense to you?
Yes, it does. Yeah, thank you.
Brilliant. I'll leave you with that. God bless.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Leo. That's beautiful. Right, so moving on, the next person we're going to go to is Lucinda. So if Lucinda, you wanted to just unmute yourself while we talk. Is it worth me staying in the job that I'm in or go down a different path? And we can maybe give that over to Frasser.
Hi, Lucinda. Funnily enough, I was looking at that before. One of the things I get is like very much about colours, and I get like lots of greens and yellows around you. It's almost as if like there's a creativity bursting inside you that's not quite there, or that that you want to explore.
Willem, can you just mute yourself, please?
Oh, sorry.
Okay. All right. So it's almost like, what was the question before? Stay in the job that you're don't. It's almost like you can stay in the job that you've got now, but it's like how can you use your creativity? How can you actually make it better so that for you you're doing something that, let me put this now, that you can. I don't want to say to be proud of, but it's like so that you've started down this path and it's what you wanted, but it's like feels like it's holding you back somehow. And this is where I think that the creativity comes in, or like how can you do something to make it better? How can you be more? It's almost like you've stopped believing in yourself in one sense, and that's why it's like you've got this. How do I stay here or do something else? Just gonna see if I can pick one of the cards because I was looking at before, but so there seems to be there's this yellowness is like wisdom, wiseness, creativity, and it's there, and it's like you've got it, but it's like how do I take this to this level? How do I actually move this forward and actually create something that's gonna help me and also what the work I'm doing now? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Just bear with me. Sorry. Drops a card on the floor, so let me just do a but also I also feel with you it's about balance, and balancing like work life, home life, and a bit about the green before that I gave is about like self-love, and loving yourself and being able to move forward and actually sort of say, okay, I am capable of doing this, I can do this, and I am strong enough. So that there's a sense of that as well. But it's like it's there. It's just like, you know, it's almost like you're on the tip, like, you know, on the scales, and it's just it's like it's slowly tipping, but it's like not at this moment. You've got to sort of like believe a bit more in yourself and actually just take the time now in this quiet time to sort of say, okay, how can I improve things, even if it's like one thing, and it feels like it's going to like a rolling stone and things moving things forward. Okay, I don't know if that helps or not, but that's what I see, that's what I feel.
Thank you. Thank you. I hope that's helped, Lucinda, answer your question. Okay, you can just mute yourself again. Right, so we're going to move on. And our next question comes from Sharifa. I hope I've said that right. Love your work. Am I on the right path that I'm currently planning? I'm into energy healing. So, Tamara, would you like to take that?
Yeah, great. And I was also getting, unless someone else, I was getting a bunch of stuff on, what is it, Marquee too? Sorry, but I'll take that, sure. Okay, so let me zone in on that. Sharifa, right, path energy healing. Okay, you know, I can do this psychically or mediumly, mediumistically. Yes, yes, but I'm getting this thing that you doubt yourself, and I think you're worried about the details. Can you say something? I want to make sure.
Yes, I do. I do actually.
There you are, sweetie.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, I do doubt myself.
Okay. I think that you're trying to pinpoint exactly what area and this and that, and this is not what I'm saying for you at this moment. I think that what you need to do is enjoy. And you know, when you first, some people, when they go to college and they really don't know what they want to do and they take all these courses, but they have a lot of fun. I think that this is what you're doing. It's actually going to fine tune what you want to do. So that has to do, you're saying energy healing. I think that I'm looking at things connected to the earth, and then I'm saying, I don't know if it's shamanistic, like people that are around you, as well as herbs, and then we're looking at stones, and we're like, and you're going, which areas of things, then there's energies, and there's, you know, the chakras. I'm saying all these things that you're doing, and what I'm getting is, yes, they're all right. So it's how spirit wants to manifest through you. So it's what you connect with. And there's many times that, you know, I got the question the other day from someone, you know, do you use psychic more medium? I don't really care. I mean, it's up to the person what their soul needs. I mean, if someone needs an immediate answer on something, maybe they don't need, you know, to handle any kind of anything with mediumship. So I think that this feels like an experimental time for you. First of all, do you understand this? I don't want you to take this if it doesn't make sense.
Yes, I do understand it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And you're enjoying it. You should enjoy it.
I am enjoying it.
And you're going to also float into the area of spirit. And I see something with charcoal and doing something. I don't know what this is.
What is that?
Charcoal. What is the deal with charcoal?
I don't know.
Charcoal.
Okay,
It's almost
so
like you're
I
drawing.
could pick up on that tomorrow, because Sharifa, you're from South Africa, obviously.
Yes, I am.
Okay, and you're Indian?
No.
But okay, but in the Indian culture, they have Laban. So I don't know if you know about Laban. So
No.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
that's what I picked up. As she said charcoal, I picked up Laban. So
Yeah.
Okay.
so maybe is going to be doing the healing, but more on a ritualistic basis, using the Laban and essence and frankincense and energy healing like that. Using
Yes, I love essences. Yes, I do.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for that.
Thanks.
I didn't know what that was. So thank you. I'm learning.
I'm decoding it. So.
Thank you so much for that cultural exchange. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Okay.
Makes
right.
sense.
So, thank you very much. If you can just mute yourself again.
Thank you.
Okay. So our next one is going to go to Mariki. So if you just want to unmute yourself, Mariki.
Hi.
I'm pregnant with a baby girl. Congratulations on the 23rd of April next year. And can you pick up anything around her? So Leo, you know, that off to you. And I think that Tamara also had something on it as well.
No, I'm fine. Go ahead, Leo. But
yeah,
go ahead.
Okay. Marika, what I'm going to say may sound slightly strange. Would you understand a mixed heritage on your side? So that there are people from different backgrounds, but I think different cultures as well. Would that make sense to you?
Almost like different lineage.
Oh, sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Like my answer.
That's better.
Like a different lineage.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now, you don't look very old to me, so. But what this young lady is saying is that she has waited some time to come to you. Would that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay, and the very first thing she wanted to say is that there is a mixed lineage there, which she is very proud of, as you are. And she says, so there will be some of that lineage apparent in her face. So she will look like you, but there will be differences in her face, she says, that you will recognise, especially as she gets to 3 or 4. She says that you would believe in reincarnation. Would that make sense to you? And she says that there has been a strong link in various times of your life that she would come along. So she just wants to confirm that. She's so happy to be with you. She says at this time, but they don't have time in spirit, as you know. But she's talking about, this period coming up in April. I'm not sure why she says this. She says, I've chosen a body for strength. Now, I do feel that you're fairly athletic. Would that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay, because she's kind of matching that up with the way that you keep fit, but a very intelligent child as well. I haven't got much more than that, and I'll tell you why, because she's just saying she's intelligent, she wants to be with you, it's been a long time, and just those cliche things, really. So to me, not evidence at all, but she's really, really pleased. I'm sure that Tamara has got something for you, but take her great love. Again, she's emphasising she's been waiting for some time. If I said there were difficulties there, would that make sense to you? Because she's talking about that. Sometimes a child, sorry, Tamara.
No, go.
I'm getting stuff now that isn't.
Tamara, so we're on the roll now. So.
The faucet is on.
The faucet's on. Oh God, I've lost it. Right, okay. No, it's gone. I do apologise.
Okay.
I do apologise, but
okay.
it's bless you.
Do we tell her what I got? I got something too.
Yes, go for it.
Well, it blends with what Leo said, so I thought it was kind of beautiful that it blends, of course, right? So what I was getting, first of all, she said she wants to correct you. I was getting this in the chat. I was like, okay, I'll write it down. She said that it will be the 22nd and not the 23rd because she is very strong and powerful, and it's a builder number. I know because I'm the 22nd of March. And she maybe that's what, but we were talking about number 22, and she is going to be a very, very powerful in the form of communication and an orator. So I see her speaking before groups, and I don't know if it's like a corporate thing, but she's powerful and she's very convincing. She is a speaker. She is your backbone. You have a soul agreement with her. She is much like a partner with you. She is, she's laughing. She says, I'm sorry. But when she's younger, she's showing me as a child that she's going to be a bit demanding. It's because she's so brilliant.
I get that as well.
Oh, do you?
I'm going to say something about what you just said before, and that's just like amazing. So like, keep going, and I'm next.
Okay. this child of yours, she's already demanding because she's like slamming all the mediums here. And I have something, a word, look, it's not for me to decide what this means, but I kept hearing Lily White. So I don't know if you're married to someone a little darker than you, but she's going to be more Lily White. Okay, well, that's what I was getting. I'm also getting a connection like Esther from the Bible. So I don't know if there's someone, I don't know if it's on your side or your husband's side, but it sounds to me like an Esther. And it feels like a grandmother, and they're as this happens, as the child becomes closer to Bar's birth, they're drawing close to support and help you, and they're very proud. She's a pivotal person in the ancestral chain, is what I'm getting. She is a key mover and shaker, and you pulled her in, so you're doing that. So I mean, it's going to be a wild ride for you, but she's like your buddy. She's like your anchor.
Amazing. Thanks, Tamara. And Fraser, you wanted to just throw in another comment?
Yeah.
It seems like Maruki's getting the full treatment.
You know, it's like sometimes, sometimes you question what you see or what you feel, and Tamara has just basically taken the words out of my mouth. When I see you and I see her, I see blues, and I mean like vivid blues. Now, again, it's like I'm going to sort of say something similar to Tamara. The blues to me is about communication. So the fact that Tamara said she is going to be a speaker, she is going to be a speaker. It's like there is no doubt whatsoever about it. It's like this blue around her is the voice of communication. It's the fluidity. It's the you know, like we're talking about like throat chakras and things. So you know, we're looking at if there's anything that if she's got something to say, boy will she say it. You know, there will be no holding back this little girl. It will be like, you know, you'll be like, where's that come from? This is something that somebody like is 80 knows about, and she will just say it. You know, so it's there and it's all around her. But the other interesting thing that Tamara picked up on as well is that with the blue, it's also about fluidity and moving forward and moving through things and actually overcoming things. With the blue, if you think of like water, there's always different ways of going these things. But sometimes the blue, when it comes up against a blockage, it just goes through it and it powers through it, and it's like devastation. So we've got two sides to this little girl. It's like sometimes she will be like, ain't nothing stopping me, I'm going this way, you know, boom, we're going through. But also we've got the situation here where she actually may try and go around things, and there's the delicate side, the gentleness. So like after the storm, you've always got the calm waters. So we've got like very much like a yin and a yang, and she will like, sometimes she'll be just like boom, and you'll be like, whoa, and then the next minute the waters will have calmed and things will be, but she's very much about speaking her mind and communicating and saying things of the art, and definitely this thing about speaking out in public and almost about bringing in what we're all struggling with. And she's always going to be like the focal point for other people, and she will be speaking to them. And that's all I have, but it mirrors what everyone else is saying. It's just like bizarre when Tamara's like, and I'm like, oh my God, actually, I am getting what I can see. So
yeah,
wow, we're blending really
wonderful.
well
We're
together.
all blending beautifully.
Wonderful.
This is working out really
well.
well.
You've got a beautiful connection. So blessings for next April. We'll be thinking of you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
Thank you. Okay, so we're moving on. We're going to go to Mimi. When will I get my permanent job and my life be normal again? Currently unemployed and I'm an accountant. So, okay, let's put Fraser. And that's Mimi.
What did you say to me then?
Yes, to you.
Sorry. Right, let's just have a. I'm still on the blue. Right. Okay. That's interesting. Right. I'm just looking at cars as well and just seeing what we got. Okay. So what I'm getting is that this is very much about your own stability, and I mean, one of the things that's coming up now, it's about structure with you. How do I put this now? there seems to be a theme of like people not quite believing themselves in this group, so it's quite interesting. And with you, I feel very much a case of it's about you actually, okay, this is the goal, this is what I'm doing, putting like the foundations in, and like perhaps doing training, perhaps looking for different things, not necessarily just like looking like this, actually looking at other opportunities. It's also for you very much about insight. So like, you know, doesn't matter what other people are saying to you, what do you feel, what is it that calls you, you know, because a woman's intuition is very, very powerful, but quite often you don't listen to it. It's like, no, because everybody else is telling me this and saying that. It's about, okay, slow down, put, you know, one step in front of the other, like, make this time yours. Okay, it feels quiet, it feels like nothing's happening, but actually it's a really good time for you to sort of like realize what is it that you want exactly, what makes your heart sing, what is it that you want to do. Don't say, you know, people just say, well, do this, do that, do that. You have to believe in what you do, believe in yourself. Okay, and that's where I think this foundations and this quieting down and using your own insights to move forward. I'm getting like a 4 and an 8, so it almost feels like towards, I'll say about 4 months, 8 months. I want to sort of say around like April next year, things seem to be turning around for you. But I think you know, there will be opportunities before then, but there'll be short-term things. This is more like, you know, actually creating something for yourself and moving forward. I get like lots of reds, and again, that to me, that's very much about you need to sort of become more like a bit of inner work before we can do the outer stuff. But also there's lots of blues there, and I feel with you that perhaps you're holding things in and actually not saying how you feel, and that's actually not holding you back, but it's actually what's the word? It's actually slowing you down a little bit, but you need this time to actually think and realize, you know, how beautiful you are inside. And I think there's been times in the past where people have said other things, and like, you know, that's why you've stopped believing in yourself. I think as soon as you start believing more in yourself, setting some like little goals, then things will move forward. But certainly April next year seems to be coming through to me. I don't know if that makes sense or not. Anybody else?
Yeah, and I agree with Fraser. I kind of get a sense that from about January, February time, there's going to be steps to going into something more permanent. But up until then, you're going to do temporary things until about April, when you're going to step into something more permanent. I hope that helps you, Mimi. Okay.
Okay, thanks. But I do believe in myself. I'm very positive. I do a lot of applications as well.
Yeah. Just keep on doing that, and keep on being positive, because sometimes you know, we can have all the positivity, but then it wears on us, because it's like, I'm being so positive and nothing's happening. Yeah. So it's just about just keep believing in yourself.
And that's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing. It's very much about, it's just about, you know, putting those steps in. You can be very positive out, you know, internally, but obviously there's a lot going on in the world anyway, and sometimes that affects us. But it is about just like, say, one step in front of the other. It's not like it's not going to happen. It's going to happen. It's just not at this point in time. It's not the right time for you, which sounds really bizarre, but it gives you that time to sort of like strengthen yourself, believe in yourself, like you're saying that you're doing now, being more positive. And, you know, it will come in time. It's that there's external factors here that are affecting it, not necessarily yourself. And that's what it's all about at the moment.
Okay. Well, I hope that's helped you, Mimi. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on. We're going to go to Shimmer next. I'm concerned about an illness in my body. I never go to doctors and have been going to healers, but not helping. Do you have any suggestions about what may be wrong with me and what could help me to heal? So we give that to Tamara, maybe.
Did you mention me? I couldn't hear you.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. I'm still here. I did not nod off. Okay, so hey, Shima, is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, good. Okay. All right. So first of all, I did get a message for you. What I'm getting here, and I'm just going to roll it out the way I got it. Okay. I'm getting that I know you want to find out about the illness, but I get what I get. I'm getting there is a block, and this is not a judgment. This is just to help. You're here with people, or we're doing this all in love. But there is a block, and there is, I heard toxicity, and I heard a man, and then I heard men. So I don't know if there's a history of being around harsh talking men. First of all, let's go with that. I'm going to break this out in pieces. Do you understand this so far?
Tamara, sure, it makes absolute sense, and it's okay to share. I mean, I'm feeling, I'm private, but I asked the question, so I was like, well, what to do? If I'm going to ask the question, people are going to hear the answer, right? So it's okay.
Okay. So do you understand the harsh, the talking men? And I feel like not just one, but in the past. So I say man, and then I say men. So in the past, there's been harsh talking men, and that has an effect over you with far as toxicity. Then a man steps forward, and I feel like his, they don't always give me names. Sometimes they do. But I feel like I want to say a R, like a Roger or something like this. Would your, now there's a couple men here, and they one in particular, may I ask you, would your dad be in the spirit world, or father figure, dad, father-in-law?
No.
Okay, this guy's stepping forward like a dad. That's all I can tell you. He's stepping forward like a dad. He is, again, it's that,
but the R is right.
Robert, what? Do you understand the R? Robert or Roger, Robert, do you understand a name like this, a passing? Okay, okay, and who's that connection to you? He's
sorry, are you saying he's past, the man with R?
Well, I think so, yes. I mean, I do bring through consciousness of people, but let me tell you who's here. It's a man, I want to say, that's very practical, and he may be talking about this person. So let me just tell you, he's here. He's very practical. He is somewhat unassuming. He likes to wear browns. He said that he was very thrifty in life, and that he did not like to waste things, so he would repair things instead of buying something new. And he's wishing that he was more whimsical in life, and he took it a bit too serious. And then he's talking about this Robert or Roger now, and he's talking about stop. He's saying, he's giving the message. I'm like, but I want to make sure you know who it is. Does this man, is this a grandfather figure? He's talking about this, I don't know if that's him, Robert or Roger. Let's sort this out. Does any of this make sense so far? I want to move forward and tell you what he's telling you, what he's telling me to tell you.
So the R is right, but it's not, it's a different name, but
okay.
But I'm not sure if it's my grandfather's, because they died before I was born.
Okay.
So I don't know that much about them.
Okay. So who would be the R? Is that living or past? Is he talking about someone, or is that him?
I think it's probably a living person. When you said R, someone living came to mind.
Because let me tell you what, this feels like a grandfather figure that's stepping forward, this very practical, likes the browns. And he said he had his hair was missing toward the end, on the sides, and he kept it, he had it on the sides, but not on the top. And he's watching this, and I don't know if he's watching this man that's living. There's someone in your life that has been slowly taking away your self-esteem, and it's very difficult for you to improve or get better emotionally or physically. And this would be for anybody, if they're constantly under a duress, right? Whether at your work or at home. But he's saying that this has been a history of this. And he said that by speaking your own voice and centering yourself, that is what is needed. But he's saying, stop it. And I think stop it meaning stop there's like a history, there's a pattern to stop it. And he goes, go skip, go outside and skip, laugh and smile. And he's saying smile in very big letters. I think that he wants you to have joy again. And the reason, here's the thing, we're spiritual beings. And if we don't have joy, and if we feel blocked with our own communication with our own self, who we are, whatever that is, we can absolutely get sick emotionally, physically, all of it. Do you understand the history of the men and stopping old patterns so you can move forward? And he wants you to flourish.
Yeah.
But he's coming through very protective and loving. Does this make sense?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think what Tamara is trying to say is it's kind of like you have to dig deep, and it's having to deal with things from the past that maybe you haven't dealt with, and maybe that's manifesting in your body as illness. So it's about delving into things from the past to initiate the healing and the cleansing. Okay. So I hope that's helped you.
And,
Okay.
and Priscilla has lots of healers on her network, right? And
Yeah.
with her, there you go. You could find someone.
But lots of healers. Okay, right.
God bless
So
you.
we're
Thank
moving
you.
on.
Thank you, Tamara. It really was that really helped. Thank you.
Thanks, Shimmer. Okay, so Francois would like to know, my mum and closest friend passed at the end of last year. We never spoke about death, and I have no idea where to spread her ashes, nor sure if she will come through. But if she does, could she let me know what she needs me to do? And giving that to Leo.
Oh, hi, Francois. I was thinking about this, and I know we attach an awful lot of importance to these things when we're here. But the thing that we have to remember when the body's buried or the body's cremated, but if we talk about the body being buried, it is just a place for that vehicle, and they're not there at all. I think if you link in with your mum, then she will let you know what she wants you to do. But the essential part of this message is it doesn't matter. Do what you feel is right, because she'll be happy with that. She'll be happy that you have made a decision. And that's really the essence of it. I'm sorry if that's not what you expected. But there's when we pass, there's no real connection with the body or the place of burial. It's something that we leave behind with the body. Hopefully that helps you. Does that make any sense?
It does. It's just, as someone that stays behind and mourns someone, yes, you hate to see their remains just sitting in a box.
Yeah. Yeah,
I don't know. Sometimes I feel that they've got to be free. As you say, they're not really in there, but in my heart, she is.
Yes, of course. You know what if I say there is a similarity between you and your mum, but essentially I'm seeing two different people, so I don't feel you look that alike. Would that make sense to you?
I think my mum and I look the most the same than any of my other siblings.
Right. Okay. Let me just, because I may not have a connection. Let me just try and get a link here, if I can. Would you understand that she was a very decisive person?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me just see. I'll just give you what she's given me. She says that this is a decision for you to make. It was deliberately left out of any will that may be there. It was deliberately left to one side. And she says that what she wants is for you to make that decision with whatever makes you happiest. She says there are favourite places that we would have gone and just to scatter the ashes there, if that's at all possible. But I'm not getting much more than that. I don't feel this is a very strong link, but would that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Thank you. Thanks for trying anyway.
Bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Leo.
She was always stubborn.
Tamara, did you pick up anything?
Oh, were you linked into me again?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of got this, and I want to make sure it's your mom. I was getting somebody for sure with you. I don't know if it's an aunt or your mom, or it could be both, because they like to come in groups. But I'm getting glamour girl, like she loved fashion. She liked to fix up, and I'm hearing laughter, like just sort my ashes out where I like my old shopping space. So I don't know if this is an aunt or your mom that I'm feeling. Does that make sense? Who was it that was the fashion hound who enjoyed dressing? Would that be your mom or your aunt?
I don't really know.
Okay.
My one aunt, who's also late, she used to love dressmaking and making her own outfits.
Okay. Let me see. Let me have her give me something specific. Okay, I'm getting she's very particular about buttons. Do you have a bunch of buttons like in a jar or something? Buttons?
No, a few little buttons in my sewing box, but nothing to talk about.
Okay. All right. Okay. So this is something maybe she had. She was the quality. She's talking about the quality of the buttons and always getting good buttons. I don't know. She had this. She would be. Why is this? It seems like that she's younger than your mom, but it could just be the way that she's acting, because she's very playful. She's a lot more playful and wanting to play and create than your mom, is what I'm saying. So she passed before your mother, correct? This is her sister? Your mom's sister?
Yeah, well, she was not a glamour person or had anything to do with buttons.
She's showing
but she was an older sister anyway. My mother was the youngest.
Okay. She is acting but she passed before her? Long
before.
Yeah. Okay. Well, she's coming through with dark hair and she's very playful. You know, when they cross over, they're very young. I get a lot of hot looking grandmothers. I'm like, they didn't remember you looking like that. And so, so I know she's looking very young, and she's showing me, it looks like a small belt, a tiny belt, and she's got pleats, the kind of where it's tailored and fitted, almost like the 40s, and pleats coming out. And she says she looks very smart. So what I just want you to know is that this is the woman that I'm saying. She's very particular with the right buttons on things and how things look and how things lay. And she's very particular, but she's very girlish now. And I'm saying she looks like she's probably 24-ish looking. And just know she's with your mother. And I'm feeling that they are, it's like they're palling around and laughing, and they are together. And there was they weren't always got along, but they're getting along beautifully there. So I think that was important for you to know that your mom is rejoined with her sister. She's with other family as well. Somebody has a name like yours. Who's that? Somebody says they share a name, a middle name. You share a middle name with someone in the family? Your grandmother? What's the shared name? What's the shared name? First name or middle name? You have a shared name. They're telling me.
My late grandmother was just France.
Say that again.
Similar.
Oh,
her name was France.
Okay.
That's on my father's side.
Okay, so they're just bragging about you have a similar name as theirs. It seems like a grandmother. So she's with a lot of people and she's loved. She's really quite busy catching up with them and laughter.
Okay.
And I don't think you saw her like that at the end. So she's happy and she loves you a lot.
I've always known that.
A lot. She says, you know, that she's pinching you right now. She's going, oh, come here. I don't know what the deal is with the pinching, but she wants to pinch and squeeze on you. And she says, I'm always with you. You don't need something in an urn to know that. You know, I'll always be with you. I love you. I said, you're my dear one. I love you.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Thank you so much.
Frasser, do you have any comments to add?
No, the only thing I got was like water, so somewhere near water. So whether it was like there was a favourite place you used to go where there was water there, but that was all. That was the only bit that I got. I didn't get a very strong connection at all, but it's just something to do with water, whether there's a river or a lake or something that would make sense to you and your mum. But I don't know.
Yeah,
That was
unfortunately,
it.
she hated water.
Well, that might be it then. Let's just say that's all I got was just something about water.
Just telling me no, not the
Right,
water.
yeah. The water. Well, no, that's what I'm saying. That's all I got. There was something about water. I didn't know what it was. So that was it. So sorry.
That's one thing I did rule out, because 9 times out of 10 people spread ashes over the ocean or into a lake or whatever, and that would have been my first thought. But I know
Maybe
that
it was not near water. So as I say, like there was a water, yeah. As I say, there was a water connection, but I didn't know what it was. So that's interesting you say that. So that's obviously definitely don't go near water.
Thanks, Fraser. Okay, so we're just about to wrap it up, but we just, I know Vilma hasn't put a comment in. So Leo, have you got anything for Vilma? Any little nuggets that you can share with her?
Okay, that wasn't for me, was it?
No, for Leo. You're
okay,
on mute, Leo. You're muted.
There you go. Sorry, Wilma. I've got a beautifully dressed lady, immaculately dressed with you. She's about 5'4", 5'5". She's written aunt for me. She says there is a decision that you've been postponing, and you're just really not sure within yourself, and she feels that you tend to be sure about decisions and making things, but if you understand that, she wants you to go ahead with that decision. She says it will make a change to your life. I feel that change for you makes you uncomfortable, because she's mentioned this, and she says it will be a little uncomfortable, but it's a hurdle that you have to jump over. Would that make sense to you?
Yes.
Fantastic. Now, she also wants you to look after yourself. So she says there's been a lack. Now, she's wagging a finger as she does that. But it's as much in jest as being serious, if that would make sense to you. But she wants you to do that. Would you? It's an unusual name. I tend not to get names. Would you recognise the name Arnold in spirit? Yeah. I'll just give you what I've got. There's an Arnold. He's written the number 6 and then 7. I feel that he would have known you about 6 or 7. He is a friend of the family. He says he was much loved. He wants to give you inspiration in your connection to spirit, because he says it came at a later stage in life, and you're not quite sure whether what you get is you or spirit, but he wants to confirm it's spirit. Would that make sense too? He's just said happy dreams. So I know that you get connections in that way. I'll leave that with you. Yeah. Bless you, because we're running out of time.
Thank you. No problem. Okay, guys, I know that it feels like we're just getting into the rhythm of things, and then we have to end this. So I wanted to just say a huge, massive thank you to our wonderful psychic mediums from the UK and the USA. And for Tamara for getting up so early. At least you had your cappuccino. And to the amazing Leo Bonomo, thank you very much for joining us. And to the always amazing Frasser Beecroft. Thank you so much, guys. It's been amazing having you here. If you guys can just pop your email addresses into the chat box. And if anybody would like any readings or connections with Leo, then please, or with Frasser or with Tamara, then please just take a copy of the the email address, and you can mail them. Also, Frasser and Leo are on our WLC website as having been previous speakers. Okay, so I wanted to thank everybody for coming, and I hope that you have a wonderful day and be blessed. Thank you very much. Bye.
Privilege.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.